What's up, YouTube? This is James, and I'm back today with I guess a continuation of Crook's Corner, his interview with Eminem, and I'm not really going to call it a reaction. Just kind of going to listen to it, talk a little bit about it, and break it down a little bit, have a conversation. So if you saw the last video, this is pretty much exactly where we left off. And we'll go ahead and just get into that, coming from about the 20-minute mark. And before we go ahead and do that, like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment, go ahead and show me some love or hate, whatever you want to do. I can take it. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into Crook's Corner, the middle part of this interview with Eminem.
Man, and being that much of a part of the culture, history books are going to definitely put you as one of the greatest of all time. How do you feel about the concept of white rappers being a guest in the house of hip hop?
Oh, that's the question everybody's been talking about or waiting for. I'm sure we all know how certain people feel. Let's see what he has to say.
Well, I mean, that's the funny thing. I don't know if I've got a chance to say this yet, but the funny shit is, like, I with the whole beef of a certain person,
right?
Lord Jamar.
I never said I wasn't a guest,
right?
Like, I'm absolutely a guest. Like, I never said I wasn't,
right?
That's actually the truth. He never really said that he wasn't. He did have some nice quips and comebacks and clapbacks. Like, hey, you know what? I'm in the house and I'm gonna go put my feet up, whatever. But he never really did contest the argument about whether or not he's a guest or not. I see what you did there, man. Best answer you could possibly give, because that takes all the he's a battle rapper, he's a battle interviewer, man. That takes all of the thunder out of Lord. Why the hell is his name? Anyway, but it takes all the thunder out of his argument. Like, he can't really come back from that except say, "See, I told you so. I told you so."
Right. And I never said I was king of anything, right? Like, I had a song called "Kings Never Die," but it wasn't me saying. That was one of the beats that Khalil sent me with the hook on it. That was the concept of the song, and I'm like, I can't say I'm the king of hip hop.
Right.
Just say, so I threw Run DMC in there, Jam Master Jay. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was trying to, like,
always paying homage to the old heads and to the people that actually deserve it.
Because I never want to be, like, I don't want to be the king of hip hop. Who the fuck is the king of hip hop?
Yeah.
Like, is there a king of hip hop? Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel you on that.
It's true, and like, who makes up those titles? It's like, oh, the king of pop, or the king of rock, or the king of this, the king of that, or they calm it down, or whatever they call it. Like, who comes up with these titles, anyways?
People would say, just because you sell the most records doesn't mean you're the best. Just because you can rap 40 million syllables doesn't mean you're the best. Like, I care more about rhyming the syllables. You know what I'm saying? Like I care more about the craft.
And you could tell that, and he's got a point. Everybody's gonna have their own reasoning for who's the best, and everyone's gonna have a bias when it comes to that reasoning, because people don't necessarily come up with who's the best. They come up with who's their favorite rapper, who's their favorite MC. Or they're the best because they've been here for 20 years. Or they're the best because they're new and they did this. Or blah, 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 blah. But everybody is going to be different. But the fact is, you got 10 boxes to check. Whether it's longevity, can you do different cadences? Can you do multi-syllable rhyming? Can you do double entendres? Can you do metaphors? Can you do ride the beat? Your flow is good, freestyle, whatever. Eminem checks almost all of the boxes, if not all of them, including giving back to the hip hop culture. Does that make him the best? I don't know. That's up to you to decide.
than any of the other.
And that shows. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it goes back to those who know. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. And I just don't. I don't get it sometimes. You know what I mean? I watch these rap media so-called critics and some music journalists, and so many of your bars and your messages goes over their heads. And, you know, they, like, even with the content conversation, I mean, you've been having content since day one. You got songs to prove it. You know what I mean?
It's like sometimes I'm like, what is content? What are you talking about? What do you want me to talk about? Think about the first time you heard Rakim, right? So when people make these lists, and he's always on the list, but he's also always on my list because, to me, greatness is not only how well you do something, but if you were the first to do it. Rakim was the first person that I heard that started using like inside rhyme schemes,
right,
and coming back at the end and hitting it. You know what I'm saying? So he did something that hadn't even been thought of yet.
Original.
Yeah,
so he left his mark.
And he single-handedly pushed the genre forward to be more complex lyrically, and then birth.
How many of the mumble rappers do you think even know who that is? Who know who Rakim is? When they're out there saying, like, Tupac's boring, blah, 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 etc., etc. Like, how many of them do you think, if you were to give them a quiz, you know, the hip-hop quiz or like a Legends quiz, would actually know who any of these people are? And then they're just gonna say, oh, well, they old heads, they don't matter anyways. We do something different. Nah, it doesn't work that way.
Fucking Kane and G-Rap, right?
Right.
And man, like those two will always be on my list too, because like Kane was doing confuse and lose, abuse and bruise the crews who choose to use my name wrong will pay dues. Woo! Man, come on, nobody was doing that.
Nobody
like
was
that
doing
was
that.
Every single fucking word he said rhymed, and he just made a sentence with it. Like
and that made sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Every person who's a fan of hip-hop might feel like hip-hop is about something different. Right?
It's not like he's about to decipher it. Every person that's a fan of hip-hop, kind of like every person that's a fan of mine.
It ain't about lyrics. It's about how good you flow in your cadence, right?
Right.
Or it ain't like, but it's just about the beat is dope and just having a message over it. That could be what your opinion of what hip-hop is about. My opinion is hip-hop is about lyricism.
Agreed.
And the greats who we put up on the pedestal, right? That's what they were about, and that was the beauty of us being able to learn how to do it and learn from them, right? So like,
do you ever agree with any of the top 50 lists that circulate on the internet? Have you seen one that you like, oh yeah, that's accurate?
I've seen a couple of them where I feel like, okay, that's kind of accurate. I'll never want to come off as preachy or be like, you know, you don't understand what we do. We're so much smarter than you. No, it's not about that. But we do the craft, and we do rap at a certain level where we know, like, game recognized game, right?
Right.
Like, you can appreciate Jordan because Jordan was like a spectacle to see, right? It was just like, holy shit.
Right.
But I don't even know how the shit he was doing.
It's like mechanics. If I hire somebody to fix my car, I'm not going to hire a painter. I'm going to hire a mechanic. A mechanic knows what he's doing under the hood. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I can't explain what he's doing.
And you could be like, yo, that's the best mechanic I've ever seen.
Right.
Like I saw what is it called? My expert opinion with Matt Hoffa, right?
Right.
And it was an episode where they were talking about the verse that I did on the Fat Joe thing. And I was like, these are the guys who, if I was coming up like as a rapper or just a fan of rap or whatever, I would want to hear from them because they do this too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like game recognized game.
Hey.
Like, I don't know if this guy is the best mechanic in the fucking world.
Right.
I don't, you know what I'm saying? It's not my thing. But someone who is a mechanic might be like, yo, this guy, he's the fucking GOAT.
Yeah, exactly.
Changing your muffler. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and then we come and argue with that guy.
Yeah.
You know, he's not the GOAT, and I'm not a fucking mechanic.
Yeah. But then again, it's like, you don't want to sound too preachy and be like, you just don't, you know, we're so much smarter than you. You don't understand what we're doing. Like, it's not about that. But at some point, it's just like, I can't take your list seriously if they don't have you on it, they don't have Royce on it, I can't take it serious. I can't take it serious because it's like you don't really know what you're talking about. So I can't even get mad at you. Right. I think that a lot of times
you just don't know what you're talking about. Basically, I mean, he's right. A lot of these people, it's like how they get in the position they're in. Number one, to talk about what they talk about. I mean, then again, how I get positioned. I mean, I'm just sitting here at a computer, posting stuff. Nobody has to watch it though. I don't have a big platform, but like, it's like sometimes at my work, like some of these people that work for big corporations, like it's like the quote, like marketing manager or whatever. How the hell you get your job? Like you're dumb. You don't know what you're talking about. Like, I don't get it. Sometimes I just don't get it. It's all about who you know, I think. Has to be.
Sometimes when people make these lists, they're mistaking the greatest rappers for their favorite rappers. So what they mean to say is, these are my favorite rappers. These are my personal favorites. Right? Jay, Nas, they're always going to be on that list, right?
Right. You always going to be on it.
On some people's. But
dog, I've never seen a list without you on it.
Well, I mean, yeah.
You might not be where you deserve to be. You know what I'm saying?
That's, in my opinion, that's how I feel when people don't put you and Royce there, because the longevity, how good you guys have consistently been to be able to keep it up to this level. You know what I'm saying? And like, we're not youngins in this game. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we put our time in, but still, even to this day, when I hear a new song by you or a new rhyme scheme, I feel like he's still figuring this out. Like,
and that's all about growth, you know. I mean, they got to keep figuring it out, and changing, and staying relevant, and doing different stuff, learning different things. You know, that just applies in life in general. Like, if not, you become stale, old, and eventually irrelevant, which is how these guys remain relevant, because they're always learning and changing.
In other words, you're trying to figure out a way to make this verse better than anything you just did prior to it, right?
Like you were saying in Walk of Water.
Verse is like, that's how I feel when I listen to you. I'm like, oh, he's still fucking with different flow patterns.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
looking.
and cares about it in the pockets, and like, I don't ever know where your rhyme's gonna fall at, and I don't know how many syllables you're gonna fucking hit. But that's the other thing, is like, when people are like, we don't care about the syllables and all that shit. Yo, you need to, because that's the craft of
hip-hop
doing it.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't need to.
That's an MC. Yeah,
it's up to you. It's up to you. Like, how you know, whatever you feel, you know. But like, I think that people are just sometimes mistaking best MCs for their favorite rapper.
Speaking of favorite rappers, Tretch, I don't see on a lot.
Naughty by Nature.
Yeah,
and that shit is infuriating to me, because I think that, again, we was talking about, like, Rakim did something that had never been done, and Kane did something, and G-Rap did something that had never been done. Tretch did, to me, I think what happened with Tretch, and this is just in my circle of friends that we talk about shit, one of the common things said is, well, he did OPP, and he did Hip Hop Array.
Right.
Pop songs, probably.
He was still rhyming his ass off on those songs, right?
Right.
But he also did something, to me, in my opinion, that, like, there was a time period probably between 91 and about 95 where damn near every rapper in the game was following him,
right,
and trying to do what he was doing.
Absolutely.
Dressing like him.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The whole shit moving like him.
Exactly.
Like, and he was getting on fucking songs and smoking everybody. Man. And it was like, yo, when I heard...
Whatever happened to Tretch? Somebody let me know, because I honestly don't know. Is he still around? He passed away? I don't know. Somebody let me know.
Yo, the joke of my fucking heart sank. My heart sank because I was like, I'm never going to be this good.
Wow.
I might as well quit. I didn't write a rhyme for the entire summer. I said this on the Ice-T documentary, but this is real shit. I didn't write for an entire summer. And Proof was like, yo, man, he's good, but you got to keep...
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
and I was just like, but I'll never be that good. By the time it got to Wickedest Man Alive, I was like, I quit. I don't want to do this anymore.
Quit.
You got a favorite Tretch verse?
I got a lot of favorite Tretch Treach verses. My. When I heard him yoke the Joker, when he was like, "Oh, fuzzy, dirty, dizzy, duzzy, get the fix in these. Remember how blistery? You ain't ready for the Freddy, your rap. He can't kill me. I step into your dreams, you feel me, slicing your life away. Just like my mic today, I eat you the psycho way. I'm ripping shit right away." Whoa. Man, he was
nice.
Yo,
Stretch.
there are some in this genre that have not even caught up to that. All this time has passed, and those verses are so timeless to me.
Right.
Like, you got beef for what we do, talk to the bunny, sonny. He's the man, Bugs, the thug with the money. Funny that you should mention, has my family they're covered. What's up to my cousins and my sisters and my Warner brothers? Birds of a feather, flop and fella be together. No matter what you whatever, endeavor find who's better. You, me, he, she, them, him, those are others. These get you ducks with one pluck, initiate the trouble. For those who disagree or maybe feel the need to front it. Show me your whole entire crew to shoes and I'ma run it till you want it, maybe. Yo, I was just like, God damn, no one had did that yet. What he did was, he did wordplay, he did compound syllables, multi-syllable rhyming.
There you go.
And he did it in different styles.
Right.
He never had to go back and listen to that first album. He never did the same style twice. I loved his image. I loved what he was about. He looked cool. You know what I'm saying? And you believed him.
Right, he was believable.
He looked the part, he acted the part, he was the part, right? So that's why I think a lot of rappers just kind of started going, and I did, like with my writing and shit. By the time the second album came out, I sounded just like him. I sounded just like Treach. I sounded like Cool G Rap. Like, there's so many eras that I sounded like other rappers. You know what I'm saying? Right. But like, it's what we do when we're kids.
Yeah,
right?
we get influenced. Yeah. You know what I mean? And we're inspired. What you think about Royce as a producer, man? Is that weird?
It's really fucking weird. I told him, yo, years ago when we first met, I was like, you should, I said, because the way he was picking his beats and like his ear for him, I was like, yo, why don't you just make beats? Because when I first started making beats and learned how to do it, you can control what you make, right? So it's like making the song, like Lose Yourself, and sitting there from like the beginning of the, like, down to the end of the completed song, right? Like, you can make that trajectory go wherever you want it to go, right?
Right.
Both of us were kind of still focused on rap, right? But he was like, I think he would have rather put his time into the pen. But I kept telling him, like, even years later, like, yo, man, I'm telling you, you'd be good at it. And he started doing the shit, and then I didn't hear from him for a couple months. And then he started, like, hitting me off with beats, and I was like, yo, this shit is crazy.
That's crazy.
You gonna learn one? Yeah.
You guys have friends like that just all of a sudden they're like, I want to do this, and then next time you see them, they're like experts at it or something. I had a buddy who's like, I want to learn how to DJ, which, by the way, is hard. I don't care what anybody says. DJing is not easy. And when I talk about DJing, I'm talking about like scratching, mixing all records, not letting the machines do it. And 6 months, he was good. Now it's been like 3 years. The dude is amazing. So it's crazy. Some people could pick up an instrument and just start playing it by ear. Like, let me know in a comment if you could do that, or you know someone that can do that. Something that I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little jealous of. Like, I wish I could do that. I wish I had the musical, apt to be able to just pick up an instrument and play it. I tried to pick up a guitar. It sounded like I was shitting on my feet.
Yeah. And then I was like, what the fuck? Like, bro, how did you get this good this quick?
Man.
But hey, man.
Yeah. I same thing with me, man. I went over there. He like, I'm making beats now, Crook. I said, for real? He started making a beat. I was like, damn, that's just kind of dope. I went outside to smoke a cigar, and I started thinking of a 16-bar rap. Yeah. And I said, I'm thinking of a rap to a Royce beat.
Yeah.
And I went back in there like, yo, I'm doing a new album with my little brother's family business. You want to produce the whole thing? And he was like, you think I'm ready for something like that? I was like, yeah, I think you're ready. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? And that's when we came over and played you know what I'm saying, the stuff over there. And
yeah, man.
Man, you just said lose yourself. I went down the wormhole myself looking at your producer credits. You know what I'm saying? And
all right. Eminem did produce Lose Yourself, did he? If so, I never knew that. That's like one of the biggest songs ever. I had no idea. Hold up.
I talk to hip hop fans every single day on Twitter. You know, that's one of the things I do. I engage with them. I ask them questions, rap questions. Do you feel like, because I don't, so do you feel like your name is mentioned enough in the producer's conversation?
Nah.
I don't know.
Stop being humble.
No, I don't. No, I'm kidding. I don't. I mean, I don't know. I love to make beats, right?
Mm-hmm.
And over the years, I had learned how to produce, and probably made some of my biggest songs.
Wow.
And was just doing what felt right. You know what I'm saying? But I'm more so like it's fun for me to make beats, but it's not as fun as rap is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, but I don't know. I mean, I
mean, because people are like, yo, rappers who make beats, top 5. And I'm like, yo, you got to put him in there. You know what I'm saying? And then
I never would have thought that, but if he said some of his biggest songs he produced, then I guess you almost have to. I mean, automatically top 5 best rapper. So, and if he's produces some of his best stuff, then yeah, you got to put him in there.
some of them don't even realize how many songs that you have produced.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's not like he's like shouting his name out like Slim Shady on the beat. Or, you know, it's like Khaled. Like, who was it? Scott Storch, whatever. What the hell is this crap? Alright. What is it? It's not like he's shouting his name out on a beach, you know, like Khaled, Scott Storch, like what? Okay, like you wouldn't know it was him at all. Like the only way you know it's his beat is if like he has some sort of signature or something like that, but he doesn't.
They know and love the song. They just didn't know that you produced it. That's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy to me. I don't even understand how that even happens. You know what I mean? Like, I think you rap so well that it kind of just sucks all the oxygen out of the conversation.
I mean, it's interesting. Like the first album, you know, like I would sit in there with the Bass Brothers, and Jeff Bass like played instruments, right? Like he played the guitar, he played the bass, he played the keyboards and all that shit. I knew this music better than they did as far as like what it should sound like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I would just sit in there on the drum machine, and I had to have somebody show me how to work it, you know, to keep the metronome going and shit. And what started coming out of those sessions, and sometimes I'd be like, yo, okay, what was that chord? Okay, try it. What if you tried that? Now go up with it, right? And then I hum them, because I don't know how to play instruments. So I'd be like, I would just hum a lot of shit, you know? And that's how I started making the beats. And Dre was like, yo, you're producing. That's producing. And I was like, it is? Oh, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and just fell into, you know.
Yeah, like, it's funny, like,
Wow.
I was thinking the other day, cleaning out my closet, that beat.
He did that too? Ding 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 ding. Wow. I would have never known. Like, I knew he did produce some songs, but I always thought they were kind of more like bouncy type songs that sounded like almost like a Dre beat, was a little more like a funny type bounce. That's all. I never knew he did these type of beats.
Was actually a beat I was making for Bizarre.
Really?
Yeah. And then I don't remember what happened, but I ended up taking the beat, and I was just like, because sometimes if someone's there, like as I'm making the beat, and they start wanting to write to it, I usually just give it to them. And I don't remember what happened with that, but
and it just became the stadium mover. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of my favorite songs to watch you perform.
Really?
Yeah.
He probably shouldn't say that. Didn't Eminem say that he would never perform it again because of his mom and how they made up, and he feels bad about writing it, and something like he cringes when he hears it on the radio or whatever. I guess Crooked didn't know that. His reaction, Eminem's reaction is a little interesting. He just said, "Really?
You know what I'm saying?
You're not gonna hear it again."
Oh, yeah. It's just go.
That's the other thing.
You know what I'm
Too. Like,
saying?
I'm not a singer, so I remember like some of my early shit was really rough. Like, was really rough. Like, but it was like a lot of times, like, and this is from coming up in Detroit. Like, Proof had the connects, right? So Proof used to know Jay Dilla. Proof used to know everybody who was anybody, right?
Right.
So, and I don't know if you remember that phase where like rap was going through a phase. Well, it still does it, but there was kind of a phase in like the late '90s where like if you could get a chick to sing on your song,
Right.
and you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
like
still
an
does
actual singer chick, and Proof would come over with new music, and then Dilla's making the beats, and he's got chicks all over his hooks and shit.
Right.
And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, so I would start like thinking of like hooks like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And being like, well, someone else could sing this and I'll just lay it for right now.
For right now.
And then it ended up becoming a thing where I was just like, fuck it, I'll just leave it. You know?
The good decision. Godzilla, man. I gotta tell you, that's one of my favorites right now.
Godzilla challenge.
My
Who's
favorites
doing it?
always change when I listen to albums. Right now, I'm fucking with Godzilla heavy every day, all day. You know what I'm saying? That shit is crazy. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
the cadences and all that, like, absolute murder. The beat, who did that beat?
DA.
That shit is crazy, man.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to Juice WRLD. You know what I mean? That kid was amazing.
Yeah.
You know, on that joint.
Think-
Favorites change.
Depending on where this goes, it might be a good point for me to stop this, but let me let it play a little bit more.
Yo, shout to Juice too, man. Like, yo,
R.I.P.
that
Juice.
kid was so talented, man. He like his freestyle he did on Westwood where he rapped for an hour. Like, what the fuck? And I mean, he was like,
I really need to check that out, by the way. I still haven't checked that out, like, fully.
like he might have been mixing a little bit of written in there with,
Right.
but the way he was freestyle, like that's the shit that we used to try to do at the hip hop shop was like try to work on our freestyles, right? But be able to slip in and out of written when you need to. You know what I'm saying? If you
Right.
got a certain punchline you want to get to take out this dude, right? So to be so young, he like mastered that so fucking quickly.
Yeah.
It's really sad, man, that like his potential was so off the charts.
Very. I tweeted one time, you know, I like this Juice WRLD kid. And, you know, I got some real hardcore boom bap
Haters.
hip-hop lyricist fans that follow me too. And they're like, Juice WRLD, he uses auto-tune. I'm like, yo, I dropped a link to that Westwood freestyle. Like, yo, don't even talk to me. Just watch this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He definitely
So-
had it, man. It's crazy that some of these kids out here, I think that inspired by, you know, Jay, you know what I'm saying? And
I'll stop it right there. All right, so that was part 2 of my video reaction, talking, conversation, whatever, from the Crooks Corner interview with Eminem. This time I try to talk through it a little more instead of trying to sum it up all at the end. So I'm not really going to do a summation. But yeah, so far so good. The Eminem is being real personal, and Crooked is probably one of the best persons to be doing this because they know each other. So it's just like a friend talking with a friend, and it leads to a good interview. So I'm enjoying what I'm seeing, and if you enjoy what you see, go ahead and like the video. Leave a comment and smash the subscribe button. Let's get it to 150. And share it with your friends too. But until next time, deuces.